Hey dude, Nev Lapwood here from Snowboard Addiction. How's it going? Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. I think it might be Maciej or Maciej. Either way, you can correct me. Going to do some quick video analysis here for you on your board slides. You were asking if you had any tips and ways you can get lower and how to make them look better. So we'll start off by just showing what your one looks like. So this is you coming in for a backside board slide on a square rail. Did it pretty good. And then over like a rainbow type rail as well. So you had two backside board slides there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to slow down, freeze frame a little bit, give you some tips, and also show you some of Tavis's board slides doing the similar feature. So here you are riding in, backside, angle of approach is pretty good. You know, coming in 15, 20 degree angle is actually pretty good. Popping up and doing a counter rotated board slide, that's actually looking pretty good. You're sliding on this first rail over both feet, looking pretty stable, base is really flat, definitely counter rotating, and coming back off the end, counter rotating to land. So all in all, that's pretty good. You said, what can I do to make it look better? Again, I would say if you get a little bit lower with your knees and ankles, being low on a board slide allows you to be able to adjust. So if you do get off balance, it allows you to be able to adjust on the fly. So for example, if I was to show you Tavis's board slide here, so if I freeze frame, now you'll see as I freeze frame there that he has a lot more bend in his legs going on than you do, and that just gives him that more ability to keep that base flat against the feature. So that is one thing. I'm going to go back to your other one now, and as we go into your second board slide, you'll see that on the second board slide, a couple of things here. One is you're very much over the front foot. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you know how to rotate around the front foot and how to rotate around the middle of your board. As you can see in Tavis's one here, he actually is also sliding a little bit over his front foot. No problem at all. The other thing you've got going on is your board is kind of at 45 degrees rather than at 90 degrees. So if you can get the board sliding at 90 degrees, that actually gives you better style and looks better in most board slides. When it's kind of at a 45 degree, the term that you could call it is called zeeching a rail. And that's like doing a board slide at like 45 degrees. Now, if you want to be able to get more 90 degrees, the thing you've got to work on is your counter rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Tavis's board slide, because one of the main differences between his and yours is that he's actually using a little bit more counter rotation. So if we watch his board slide now on the left, and specifically if you look right here, I'll move me out of the way, look at his arms right now. He's using more emphasis in that counter rotation, which is why his lower body is able to do the equal and opposite movement. So to be able to do that, what you want to do is as you ride into the feature, try opening up your body a little bit right as you ride in, so that you have more room to be able to take your arms to the other way and bringing them back. Now you did better counter rotation on the flat rail, so this is just something that will help to get it at 90 degrees on your rainbow rail here. So if I go to the rainbow rail again, you'll see not as much counter rotation being used through that feature, and as a result, the board is not as much at 90 degrees. But if you go back to your first one, you're more at 90 degrees there, much more at 90 degrees. So you're having a little bit better counter rotation, especially as the way off. You can see your upper body, how it goes right against your lower body as you get out the end. So that's good. Okay. The other thing that I was talking about is getting lower. Now when I say getting lower, even as you're riding in here, you can see that you're bending over a little bit. If you could push your hips forward, so I know it's hard to see me right now, but if you could, this is me bending over, and if I push my hips and knees forward, it allows me to straighten up my back more. Having a straighter back is going to put you on top. It's going to put the weight of your board, the weight of your whole body on top of the board, and it's going to force you to move your knees forward. So it's going to get you lower into that lower riding position, and it's also going to make you more stable. So I definitely try that. And same thing when you're on the rail. If you sink into your knees by pushing your knees forward, that'll help you sink a little bit lower. Awesome. I hope this helps you. A little bit of video analysis here, and I'll give you one more look at Tavis's one. So here you go. He's coming in backside, counter rotating into the board slide, and boom, has quite a nice pop off and really obvious counter rotation as he comes off. And I want to reiterate, Nothing wrong with your board side. It's looking really good, and with practice, you're going to get better and better and be able to do that like Tavis. Hope this helps. This is Nev Lappert from Snowboard Addiction. Our goal is to improve your riding.